our host, Sitam Woodley, Young Professionals. Thank you very much for putting this together for us. So today we're going to talk about income, career, and wealth. One of the things we need to ensure is that a career is not a waste of time. I don't think you want to get to 60 years and say, man, I wasted my time. And so there are three things to help us get a handle on how to manage the career, or as you work through it, what do you look forward to before you get to the end? Stephen Covey says, start with the end in mind. It's a great way to look at your job. It's a great way to look at your family. It's a great way to look at your life. I'm in here for the income. The three dimensions are income, career, and wealth. Dimensions of the journey. Sometimes they interact. I once had a young man who understood the meaning of income. He came to me from the rural part of the country to work as a farmhand near the city. During his term of office, I hired builders and other workers to do odd jobs on the farm. It was not part of his job. He was just supposed to take care of the compound. But here he is working with the builders. Brian volunteered to work with them diligently, and after some time, I found that I did not need to hire as many skilled workers. It was not because there was less work. Brian learned from the builders, was now the one doing the work, and was later trusted with the supervision of the construction business. By the time he left, he had registered to go to Bible college. You can see the progression. Wherever he went, he started at the bottom and rose to the top. He used his income to develop himself and build a house of his own. You see, career development, he stayed on the job. He grew the job. Grow yourself on that job. Learn all there is to learn. Come out not just with a salary. Is income. Was it the money I paid him? I don't think so. The money wasn't all that I paid him. The money wasn't everything to him. The total income is all that you take away with you from your work experience. It is the total value of the knowledge, skills, and cash opportunities which you have, by which you should increase by holding a job. Income is the expertise that you develop, experience that you gain. Experience is not the total number of years. You can have 5 years on the job with 1 year's experience because you never learned anything. Make sure your experience is career development, internships, job rotation, total, full package. How do you access it? You've got to be interested, curious, alert. And the boss said, actually, you're going on 3 months on promotion. But boss, you didn't put it that way before. I mean, you should have told us. No. Most of the time, work is actually routine. Positive attitude pays you well. Volunteer. Fat people, flexible, available, and teachable. Let me tell you, when you get into a job for the first time, you know about 30%. When you get onto the job, you really apply yourself for about 6 months to 1 year. 2 years later, the job becomes boring. Why? Because you've mastered the core of it. Opportunities, flexibility, being available. I didn't just come to get a salary. I came to learn. Remain employable. Learn something new every day. And they told us we are bringing in new computers. And I said, well, I don't need a computer. And it was working perfectly. They gave us 6 months notice. They said, Alan, go for the training. I said, man, I don't want to go for that training. You know what? I continued with my machine. And one day I came to the office and the machine was not there. If I hadn't gone for that training, I wouldn't have been employable. I would have been asked to leave with it. Bring the benefits home. If they teach you finance in the office, make sure you use that finance at home. You're not segregated. So you are in that environment and you didn't learn anything. Cut back on your own opportunities because you have not taken the total income, and I should be able to see that total income, describe your CV, what you'd be saying, the total income you've got from your work. And finally, grow yourself, grow your skills, and invest in yourself. What's the future of AI is coming, technology is coming. What are you going to do? Embracing it and learning more about it and trying to incorporate it into our jobs. New opportunities that up our game and play. This is what I'm talking about, being employable. Let's see. So what's going to happen to our careers? In the next few years, what are we going to do? You have growth options. One, you have growth up the corporate ladder. Two, to expand social or global influence and impact. Broader thinking about your career. Contribution to humanity and wealth creation. No, it's about how do we advance the world? We're going into a world that's really moving. Even the children you will be teaching, if you're a teacher, will change. They're going to be core jobs. Teacher, doctor, farmer, lawyer, accountant, banker, engineer. But the new jobs are process jobs, where we are online jobs, which are aided by technology. In between, there's the organizational jobs, the administration job, management, leadership positions, and your team leaders, and so on. Number of process jobs are the ones that are going to rise. Anything that can be automated will be automated. Your guess is as good as mine as to what extent the revolution is going to be. There's this gentleman who qualified from the university. He was looking for a job and he didn't get a job. He went to the village to stay with his folks in Meru. He went with his laptop. Everybody was really confused. He would be awake at night and sleep during the day. And nobody understood what he was doing. But we have no idea what he's doing. They thought he had been bewitched or something. And the professor talked to him and they said, no. I'm working at night, except that I'm building houses in Sydney, in Australia. But he's using technology to leverage his competence. Think about what you want to be defined as being successful, fulfillment. What will you get out of life? Not everyone is going to be a CEO. How about being influential, like a teacher? What kind of legacy are you going to leave? Think about what value you want to create. Opportunities have broadened career satisfaction in service, in philanthropy, in just changing people's lives, in pursuing business. How many jobs have you had in the last 5 years? 3. Now you tell that to your grandfather, he'll say you're joking. I mean, previously you're not supposed to change jobs until you have done 10 years. On your journey through life, make sure your biography has at least one extraordinary chapter. I did something. There's going to be a career peak between 20 and 35. Your career is growing. 35 and 50, your growth tends to peak off. Energize it with an education process, with a change of a job, or something that advances your career. So careers are not driven by the employer. They are driven by you as an individual. You determine what your career is going to be. You're going to be under financial pressure at different points, but your income actually not go up with the age as you move forward. You'll probably find that it also plateaus. That unless you make a move now, you may be irrelevant in the next 5 years. If we could get back here in 10 years, God willing, we'd see a totally different system. Everyone on the planet has 3 economic assets: money, a job, and self. Income streams. Let's spread that away from our salaries. So it's likely that this job is also going to last you another 2 years. Now, I want you to have a career strategy, a financial strategy, a wealth strategy with those 2 years. Then plan for the next one. Get some sort of passive income. Remain employable. A loop in which your income generates assets, creates capital, and you have loose cash, which we then put back into creating additional income. It's also part of your responsibility to multiply. Who got the promotion? The guys who multiplied their money got the promotions. They get more responsibilities. Their careers went up. You're not adding value to our organization, and we have no time for you here. I don't know how to say this, but a career is one of the most valuable things you come out of life. You may not make $1 million shillings or become a billionaire. You will be happy. You can say, I touched the life. I changed the world. Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. So imagine you can actually produce wealth. You are wired to manage, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your ancestors as it is today. It's not a mistake.